buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, everybody, buckle up, because we are diving headfirst into one of the biggest stories in baseball this year. Get ready to unpack the Juan Soto contract saga.
Yeah, this one has everyone talking.
We've got our sources lined up, a really fascinating Fox News article laying it all out. So let's get right to it. Juan Soto, he's officially a New York Met.
Wow.
And the contract, get this, it's $765 million.
I mean,
15 years.
I can barely.
This is, it's got to be, this is the richest contract in professional sports history.
It's massive. Yeah, just a monumental deal. And I think it really signifies a shift. We're going to see how players are valued moving forward.
Yeah. It's crazy to think that the Yankees were so close to keeping him. They offered him, a still mind-boggling $760 million over 16 years.
Right.
So why would he leave? Especially after the season he had.
That's the big question. Like, I think, money aside, athletes consider a lot of different factors. Team dynamics, who they're playing with, maybe even personal goals. So there's a lot more to it than just the dollar amount.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, right? His season with the Yankees, he was hitting .288, 41 homers, all-star selection, key part of that World Series run.
Yep.
Talk about a powerhouse at the plate.
He's a game changer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this also kind of reminds us of all that goes on behind the scenes, right? This maneuvering by teams. Remember, the Yankees, they got Soto in a trade with the Padres.
Right.
Johnny Brito, Kyle Higashioka, Michael King, Drew Thorpe, and Randy Vasquez.
Yeah.
All for Soto.
Wow. It's like a high-stakes game of chess.
No.
And even with all that talent, the Yankees still lost the World Series, 5 games to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
It just shows you how hard it is to win it all.
It really does.
Yeah.
Even with a player like Soto, the Dodgers, they played lights out. And sometimes it just comes down to who's hot at the right moment.
It really is all about timing. You got to peak at the right time.
Absolutely.
And now he's joining up with Francisco Lindor on the Mets.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine that lineup?
Talk about a dynamic duo.
It's going to be fireworks.
The Mets were already a strong team, but adding Soto into the mix alongside Lindor, that's a whole new level.
It's going to be a wild season, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And the fans,
Yeah.
social media is blowing up right now. Everybody's got an opinion about this move.
Well, yeah, it's a big deal.
The excitement is palpable.
I think it's interesting how one move, one player, can completely shift the landscape.
Yeah. So, for us regular fans, right? What does this all mean?
Well, for starters, it just makes the game more exciting,
Yeah.
right? Having a player like Soto, it's unpredictable. You never know what you're going to see.
Remember that home run he hit in the playoffs last year?
Oh, incredible.
I was on the edge of my seat.
It's moments like that. And then, of course, there's the competition. A team like the Mets picks up Soto. Suddenly, the stakes are higher for everyone.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's gunning for that championship.
Exactly. It's like a real-life sports movie.
It is. All the drama.
Yeah.
All the high stakes.
And let's not forget about, team loyalty.
Oh, for sure.
Fans are so invested in their teams. A move like this, it sparks debates, conversations.
Totally.
It's a way for people to connect over their love of the game.
It's bigger than just baseball. It's about the whole culture.
Exactly.
So, unpacking this Juan Soto move, it's not just another baseball story. It's a story about ambition, strategy.
It's the changing dynamics of professional sports.
Yeah.
It reminds us that this game is always evolving. And that's what keeps it so interesting.
That's so true.
Now, there's another layer to this.
Oh.
Why the Mets over the Yankees? Especially when the Yankees almost matched the offer.
Right.
Well, you got to look at the Mets' secret weapon, Francisco Lindor.
Ah, okay. I see where you're going with this.
Soto and Lindor, they're close friends, and they've talked about wanting to play together.
Wow, so that ambition, that shared dream, that probably played a big role.
Absolutely. That opportunity to team up with a friend,
Yeah.
especially a friend as talented as Lindor,
Yeah.
that's a powerful motivator.
It adds that human element,
Yeah,
to these huge business deals.
it really does.
It's not always just about the money. It's about playing alongside people you respect.
Exactly. And then you factor in the Mets roster,
Right?
their potential for a championship,
It's a winning combination.
building a dynasty with your friend in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
That must have been a tempting offer.
It's a dream scenario, for sure. So, taking a step back, this Soto move, it's about more than just dollars and cents. It's a story about friendship, ambition.
It's about that desire to create something special.
It shows that even in a business as tough as pro sports, personal connections can have a big impact.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the Yankees for a second.
Okay, so what does this mean for them? They were so close.
It's got to be a setback for sure. They were really invested in keeping Soto.
They were.
Losing him to a division rival
Ouch.
that adds insult to injury.
Definitely.
They're going to have to reevaluate their strategy.
They got to figure out their next move.
It's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
Do you think this will cause other teams to make big moves? Like a domino effect?
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
The Mets have set a new standard. Other teams might feel the pressure.
To keep up.
Yeah, we could see some major trades, free agent signings.
Oh, it's going to be a busy offseason.
For sure.
This is why I love baseball. It's always changing, always unpredictable.
It never gets boring.
Now, let's talk about the financial side of this. This contract is unlike anything we've ever seen.
It's massive.
What are the long-term implications?
Well, it's something a lot of people are debating. Some say it sets a dangerous precedent, that it could inflate salaries across the league.
Right.
Others say it's just a reflection of Soto's talent.
And marketability. So is there anything unusual about this contract? Besides the crazy amount of money?
Actually, yes. There's a clause that allows Soto to opt out after 10 years.
Wow. So he has some flexibility.
Exactly. It gives him some leverage.
But it also adds some risk for the Mets.
Right. They could lose him before the contract ends.
So it's a calculated risk.
Absolutely. These contracts are complex. It's about finding a balance that works for everyone.
It's like a high-stakes negotiation.
It is.
So for the Mets, what are the potential risks and rewards?
Well, the reward is obvious. They could build a dynasty with Soto and Lindor.
Right, but the risk,
Soto might not live up to the hype.
you could get injured.
Exactly. Or it could disrupt team chemistry.
Although I doubt that. He's got a good reputation.
He does.
So there's a lot riding on this for the Mets.
There is.
What about the fans? What are they thinking?
I think they're excited and apprehensive, thrilled to have Soto,
Of course.
but worried about the long-term impact of this contract.
Makes sense. It's a huge investment.
It is. Some fans might worry about ticket prices going up.
Right. Or the team not being able to afford other players.
Exactly. It's going to have a ripple effect.
It's not just about one player. It's about the future of the Mets.
You got it, this signing. It's a bold move.
It says they're serious about winning a championship.
Only time will tell if it pays off.
So what do you think, listeners? Would you have made this move? It's a tough call, right? I mean, if you were Juan Soto, what would be the deciding factor for you? Would it be the money, the chance to play with a friend, the city, the team's potential? What would matter most?
It really makes you think, doesn't it? All those things to consider, especially when you're at the top of your game like Soto.
And it's not just the players feeling the pressure. Imagine being the owner of the Mets right now.
Oh, yeah.
You've just invested a historic amount of money. The expectations are through the roof.
Talk about high stakes. This move could make or break the franchise.
It really shows you the human side of professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all about numbers and contracts. It's about dreams, friendships, the drive to be the best.
Well said, and that's what makes it so compelling to watch. It's that unpredictable human element, on and off the field.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. The money, the impact on the league, the emotions behind this whole thing. One thing's for sure, the Soto move has shaken things up.
Absolutely.
And we'll be feeling the effects for a long time to come.
It's a reminder that in this game, everything's always in motion. Sometimes the biggest changes happen away from the diamond.
And there you have it, folks, our deep dive into the Juan Soto saga. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see what happens next.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and keep diving deep into the amazing world of sports.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.